Chris Lovell here with another edition of Patriot Talk, a golf edition. Cord Wilburn. How'd you get that name? Have I asked you that before? You're
no,
Justin. Every time I try to email you, I'm like, C. Wilburn or Cord. It's like, doesn't come up, but Justin comes up.
I really don't. My brother is Dustin Clay, and I'm Justin Cord. And
so it's a middle name.
It's Cord middle name.
Cord is
right,
okay.
Right,
got it. Okay.
Right.
I was just thought that it was like.
Yeah, I don't know how. I never got the backstory on that.
Okay. But Cord is that's one of your. That's just what you go by.
Yes.
Okay. So anyway, head coach over at Liberty High School with the golf program. Colton Coons taking care of us as always. It took a bit to get for us to get you golf folks in here, but we're here now and. And it also took Liberty, 3 years to get two teams into the Joe. He just botched it. He was just like a one-team guy in his first year.
No.
And we had to get Cord in here to get two teams in the state championship. But your girls program is now 2 years in.
Yes,
2 years in.
2 years in. We had two individuals last year, and we got a team in this year, and. Jan Zaldua, Ireland Wyckoff led that team, and they did a really good job. Shot a personal best the last day at regionals.
And this has been we'll get to the boys in a second, but this has been like a not a journey. I'm trying to think of because this started from scratch. The girls' side of it, where you didn't have that many, there wasn't really. You were having to kind of coach them. And now you've got some help.
Yeah. So really, I would say the anchor of that program would be Ellie Norris.
Okay.
She had never played. Coach Sexton kind of introduced her to the game. She really liked it. She did really well for us. And since then, we've just added some more. And then, like you said, Roger Whipke has come on board, and he's been a girls' coach his whole life, and he does so well with those girls. And he knows the swing really well. He helps them. So, yeah, he's got them going in the right direction.
Okay, that's good. That's good because this is, because I think the first year Joe was like, we've got a few girls, but there's not really, you don't really have a team.
Right. There.
Yeah, just some, and then, yeah.
But the biggest thing is he found Ellie and
built around her.
Built around Ellie. And Ellie is such I'm sure you know her from basketball, but she's such a good teammate. Yeah. And so it was a really good person to build a team around.
Yeah. And then, and people don't realize golf is in high school anyways, a 2-semester sport. Mm-hmm. And it's really, you can, kind of do this and another sport, but it's really tough, especially on the boys' side.
It is. It's
just because the competition level and then the calendar is working against you in many ways.
Yeah.
I mean, explain that part.
So, smaller schools, they can kind of get away with it just because but as we get to 4, 5A, and 6A, like I said, that people are playing in tournaments all year round. And you've got to keep up. I mean, you can, in fact, Scotty Scheffler, he played basketball for Highland Park until he was a senior, and then I think
But he's Scotty Scheffler.
But he's Scotty Scheffler. He's the number one player in the world.
Yeah.
But he did. You can do it, but you've got to be somebody almost like a Scotty Scheffler to really make it work. It's just golf is just a year-round sport.
And if you know what you know about Scotty Scheffler now, you're thinking how in the world did anybody put him in harm's way of getting fouled or taking a charge or whatever in basketball? Do you realize how much he's like a worth of small country?
Oh, I know. It's incredible. But that's,
but I get it. I get what you're saying. But it's just, it's hard because it's both semesters and it's all the sports spill into it, or you're having to miss something, and it's hard to pick up a club and just be good at it.
Yeah, it is.
Compared to, especially at Liberty High School. Okay, and take me through the whole season for both teams, really, because you're now at the end. You're I guess a week or so from today, you'll be in Austin. I think, is that right? Is it
this time next week we'll be in Kingsland.
Okay, Kingsland, which is a suburb of Austin.
I would say it's a suburb of Marble Falls.
Okay,
or
Hill
that area, Hill Country. Yes,
yeah,
sir.
There you go. Okay, but this has been going on since mid-September, late September, early October?
Early September.
Okay.
We started.
Okay, yeah.
And it's been a long process, but they've gotten. We had a really good. I thought we had a really good fall, and we've got a lot of kids in our program, and so we
more than most,
and we won on a lot of different levels, and we had success with every team we had, which was good because the future is bright as well.
And you were, because each player, I guess, is that how it works, that you're allowed to play 8 tournaments? And you can kind of divide them up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And we ran about 4 teams this year.
I know. You're red, white, and blue. You're like all patriotic over there, literally.
Yeah.
And then one girls team.
And then one girls team.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, which means you were pretty much never home.
I had a lot of weekends I was gone. But again, it's fun going to watch those guys.
When you are a lot of windshield time.
Yes, a lot of drive time.
Are you everybody's in the back being quiet? Do you talk to certain players,
usually,
or athletes, or do you have a podcast in?
Sometimes I'll have a podcast, but most of the time, there's always, and this has gone as long as I've coached golf, there's always one player that likes to sit up front.
Okay.
And it changes from year to year. It's funny.
And that's who you get to know?
And that's who you get to know.
Okay.
And the past 2 years, it's been Reed.
Okay.
Reed likes to sit up front, and he likes to
Reed Blacklock. Okay.
Reed Blacklock. He likes to talk, and then every now and then, Reed, I'll talk, and I'll look over, and Reed's got his headphones in.
So he's done talking
yes,
to you.
Yes,
he's moved on.
He'll talk to you, and then
it's like, okay,
all right, Reed's done. So
yeah. Who was it this? So
it was
Reed this year. Okay,
it was Reed this year. Yep.
Okay, interesting. Okay, I always wondered that because you spend a lot of time driving. I mean, and like going, coming back, and all that. So I just wonder how.
Yeah. I usually have one guy that'll sit up front and talk to me.
Okay. And you talk golf, or do you just talk
anything?
life?
Talk anything.
Just to stay awake. Just to keep each other engaged.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah. Very good. Very good. Yeah, and Reed is going to Weatherford, which is weird because that's where I play college basketball. Okay. So just small world. He's going to be a fellow Coyote. If people don't even know Weatherford College right outside the Metroplex, I don't think back whenever I was going there in 92, 93, they didn't even have baseball or anything like that. And I'm not even more positive they had golf. They had basketball, men's and women's, and tennis and some of the other things, but now they have baseball and they have golf and all that. But it's a fun location because you're right. You're Metroplex, but you're not really. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they've got a lot of courses right down the interstate that they
do
play. So
yeah, Lido and there's a lot of hill country type course and terrain in that area. Yeah. And then you've got some other boys that are going to, let's see, Blue and Cash and somebody else. How many are going to McMurray?
Two are going to McMurray.
Okay, two. Okay, so just Cash and Jackson
Cash
Blue.
And JD.
Yes. Okay. And then is anybody else going anywhere?
Not right off the.
Okay, got it.
We've got a lot of juniors that will probably go places.
Okay. Yeah. So anyway, it's and how many girls do you have in the program?
We've got right at 13.
Oh. And so you just have the one team.
We did. Coach Webke worked with them all year, and we actually did play 2 teams at district.
Okay.
So we did get 2 teams at district.
Okay, very good. Top 10. Yeah. And then how many boys do you have total?
26.
Oh.
26.
Yeah, I'm not sure at Cooper High School they have more than like 8. Is that right? Yeah. Anyway, it's a unique circumstance.
The junior class was a really big class. I keep telling people, once that junior class graduates, it'll kind of get back to normal. But we just have, for whatever reason, that junior class was huge.
Yeah, and how many seniors will you graduate this year?
We'll graduate 5.
Okay, I know my kid's one of them.
Yeah.
I mean, and Blue, Cash, Reed,
Colton.
Yep. Okay, yeah, there you go. Okay. That's for some reason I thought there was more than that. So you're right, it is a big.
The junior class is a big class.
Yeah.
They had a monster class.
Yeah. Cooper Monk, Jack Tyler,
Cy Jones, Lane Lewis.
Yeah, Lane. Tyler
Hodges, Talon McNamara, Brody McDowell.
Okay.
I'm trying to think if there's anybody else.
Did you and because y'all district is one of those things where I mean I don't know, be rude or anything, but like you guys are so much better than everybody in your district in this particular sport that's not a you don't have to wonder if you're going to qualify or not to move on to the regions. But once you get to the regional deal, like last year, it didn't go so well, and then this year you find yourself like 2 teams in the top 3.
Going back to the district, and you're right. The teams, just for whatever reason, have gone down a little bit. I know they still work pretty hard at it, but there was a good thing that we really took out of district. We could have walked in and, like you said, pretty much knowing we're going to get out, and we could have just kind of shot some scores and got out, but we shot some really good scores.
Okay.
And I was really happy that we shot, we just didn't limp in out of district. We went out and we played golf and shot some really good scores at district. And so that made me feel a little bit better going into regionals, about how we were going to do at regionals.
Yeah. And so, because last year, and again, 3A was different than 4A.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And like you didn't do the 3A thing when you showed up. It was like, hey man, I'm here for the 4A part.
Yeah.
But I remember like both the red team and the blue team, they finished in the top 5.
We were 4th and 5th.
That's right. And only the top 3 move on. So it was like, if you're not first, you're last.
Yeah.
Basically. And I think it was a shock to everybody's system because they're just coming off a state championship the year before.
And and again, you try to tell those, because they come off a state championship first year and they think, oh, this
it's pretty easy.
And pretty easy. And I think they knew, but I just kept trying to tell them, we can't take. It's a little different, and just like it is at any level, a little better. And I think they saw it last year, and I think it kind of shook them a little bit, and they thought, well, we do need to get a little bit better. And so this year, what's crazy is if we didn't play a lot better, because 606 got 3rd place and out of the region last year to go to state. This year, 595 didn't get out. And there was Bridgeport was at 603 and Brock was at 607. So that's what's crazy, is the scores got even better this year.
Okay.
The individual state champion from last year was 25th in our region this year. He didn't even get out. And that's what's really impressive is we didn't just come in because people graduated here or there. I mean,
you had to get better.
We played good.
Yeah.
And we played, you got tip your hat to Andrews, their first team. They played, they had one of those unconscious rounds, kind of like what we had at district, where, and that's going to happen some days. But I think we accomplished a huge goal in getting 10 guys out and playing really good. Like I said, that 3rd place team didn't just get 3rd because they were, we shot 588, I believe, with that second team, and Andrews shoots 595 and doesn't get out. Okay. Their second team.
Okay, so, gotcha.
So what I'm saying is last year 606 got out to go to state, and it wouldn't have even sniffed it this year.
Yeah. So basically that's what it came down to, was the 2 Liberty teams and the 2 Andrews teams. This was with the top 4 finishers, basically?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, crazy. And okay, so you get 10 kids to go. How will you split your time up, and how do you, like with so many kids going on, you have like one of these IFBs in your ear, like they do with the Ryder Cup?
Yeah, I know.
Like, hey, he's just hold out and no.
Yeah, I'm sure we've done that before. We've had some.
Because Coach Whipke will be going.
Coach Whipke and Coach. Since we've got 2 teams, we're gonna have 2 coaches with each team now. So Coach Sexton will go. Coach Hicks will go. So they're coming out of retirement, and Coach Whipke and I. So we'll have 4. And going back to regionals. Coach Hicks and Sexton were there, and anytime you can get those guys to help you do anything, it's going to be amazing. So they really helped out a lot too.
Okay, what do you know about the course? Because it's it's Legends Golf Course.
Legends Golf Course,
Kingsland.
And
y'all have already played it once. I think
we've played it several times.
Okay.
Yeah, we've gone down there several times, and we went down there for state preview and another time last year. So the guys have a pretty good handle of what it is.
Okay.
Front nine is pretty gettable. And then 10 and 11. In fact, I was looking on ChatGPT because I've heard everybody talk about, ChatGPT and how much. So I just put in there, how would you play the Legends course? And if you're and it was amazing because it spit out pretty much everything we knew, but it did. There was a good way that it put number 10. It said when you get to 10, it's a good reset hole to go into the last few holes, and that's right. 10 and 11 are kind of there to reset you, and then 12 through 18 are where the tournament's won and lost.
Define reset. Is this? That means it's easier.
So it's after 9 holes, you get to reset and say, okay, I've got a nice, easy hole to reset everything.
I was trying to remember understand what in their words what reset meant. Yeah. Like you better do well on 10 and 11 because it's about to get hairy.
Because it's yes,
okay,
and it is, and it does. It turns into it goes from just a nice open course to a tight hill country course real fast.
Okay, there you go. Reset. Yeah. Do you? By the way, do you ever watch? Have you watched Full Swing?
It's crazy. I don't watch Full Swing. I've never seen it. I'm
almost. I don't know whether I'm offended or shocked.
It's probably, and people always ask me that, but like sports movies, anything, I like it, and I watch a lot of documentaries, but I don't know. Sometimes I get too Hollywooded out for me.
Okay,
and so I don't like that aspect to where.
Okay, and I think that's why you would like this because there's zero Hollywood. It's just footage.
Just footage, yeah.
Yeah, it's just footage, and they're just showing.
It is crazy, but I've never.
They're just showing the behind the scenes, but like they just dropped a bunch of these. Episodes about the Ryder Cup last year and how they were trying to put the team together and how they're trying to do this and that and. These two captains, it was Luke Donald and then Keegan
Bradley.
Keegan Bradley, yes. And it's like it's not like your stance, but in that you kind of just going off of scores and it's like a ranking and like this is what it is, but they're like having we got to partner these guys together. We got all this analytics and we got all these scores, then we got personalities.
Yeah.
And so it's like, and then there's no right answers. Or wrong ones.
Yeah, it's
so like when you're because you just seed them, or it's just a score average or something, right? So you don't have to make any decisions on who tees off first or who tees off last, or whatever.
Yeah, that's
it's automatically built into the formula.
It would be not. Sometimes I always think golf we should have done like tennis and had a team championship in the fall, and then done something like some kind of alternate team state championship
because they do
spring.
In tennis they get to win championships in both semesters.
Yes, and that's what.
And explain how does that work?
I don't know how that works, but I always thought whoever
passed that through,
whoever got all that through, tennis was really smart.
Yeah, because one of them is like one semester, it's like team. The other one is individual.
Yeah. And I think with golf you could do so many things, and have a Ryder Cup type season or a partnership type season that would be so much fun.
Yeah, because because y'all played in some. I know some of the tournaments y'all played in are actually like match play.
Yes,
it's similar to like Ryder Cup format.
Oh yeah, and especially right now with golf being so congested in certain areas, if we had a match play championship, you would bring in so many more teams, because match play, the element of you can lose a hole big, but you only lost one hole. It would be a whole different dynamic that I wish we would see.
Strategy and everything. Yeah, no doubt. Okay, yeah. Anyway, I just saw it's fascinating. Like but you don't have to deal with any of that.
No.
But yeah, they've got like little the earpieces in. They're trying to bounce around, figure out what all's going on, and you just like the one seed's going off at this time. The five. I've always thought it would be fascinating too. Is if like I don't know if in theory, if it's a blind. Like you get your 5 players and like you kind of blindly like slot them how you want, so you don't know how who they're going to be paired with and if that even matters. And
after a round, I'll hear my guys talk about different guys, and I know other coaches have done the same, and you kind of keep in the back of your mind, who you think somebody might put at the 2 spot, and
that's what I'm talking about. Because there's some gamesmanship.
Yeah, there is.
Or I hate playing with that guy.
Yeah.
Or man, he'd be fun to play with. Or I don't know.
Yeah, and it's fun. But you were talking about the ride in the van. I hear all that kind of stuff. That's where I get a lot of, because I hear them talk about, man, I played with this guy and he was really fun to play with, or I played with this guy and he kind of annoyed me or whatever. And so you always have that in your mind, especially so there may be some gamesmanship coming up.
That's just how it goes. Just like, are you out or am I out? Okay, I want to go ahead and putt first. Or I mean that whole thing. That's sports though. Let's see here. Okay, so you've already played this tournament before, and like, do you have a feel for who the competition will be? Like, I think who you kind of like. Because there's just 12 teams going. I kind of like the odds because Liberty's got 2 of the 12.
And so, looking at the other region scores, Maybank is probably the only other team that will challenge. They had a really good regional tournament, like us and Andrews. And we saw them in the state preview, and they're a good team. So
where is Maybank?
I looked it up. I think it is northwest DFW area.
Okay, so
I think it's yes. Got it. Okay. Could be. I was looking at that in Springtown, and I can't remember if Springtown or Maybank was the one I was looking at. It was right there. I could be totally wrong.
Springtown, the Porcupines.
Okay.
Yeah, Springtown's the Porcupines. Yeah, there you go.
I like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it'll be probably Maybank, us 2, and Andrews is who I would think. It's not to say that somebody else can't jump in there, but just looking at scores.
I was going to say because you're just going off of data.
Yeah, I'm just going off scores.
Yeah, and you never know how everybody will respond.
Right. I think the lowest other regional score I saw was like a 6-12, and again, us and Maybank and Andrews were all at mid 580s.
Like the Ryder Cup thought process, it's like, man, I think this will be good, but it didn't work, so I'm going to switch it. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, I think, did Jack Tyler not do really good in the...
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so... Not to, but how does, because he was on the second team.
He was on the second team,
and so now, like, do you push the button on that? Is he locked in? Like, what's right, what's wrong? How is it going to work out? I mean,
that's they always tend to make you look like you don't know what you're doing.
I think our producer Colton would agree that. He makes me look like I have no idea what I'm doing mostly, and vice versa. So that's just kind of
Jack. He did. He had a really good district round and a fabulous regional round. Got 3rd place. He's playing well. Okay. He got off he had a little wrist injury that had kind of been nagging him for a couple of years, but he's got a lot of confidence right now. And I think when you have a guy with that much confidence shooting the scores that he does, you can't help but think, man. We need a loaded. I don't know if that's politically correct. So we need all hands on deck.
Okay.
And so I think
because he's been down there before.
He's been down there before.
The first one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think he'll probably find his way. On the first team.
Okay. So. Okay. Was he the one that got sick?
He got sick his freshman year.
Yeah, the first. Yeah, okay, that's what it was. Because Cole
Barr came in.
It was the alternate. Yeah. Okay, and luckily you had an alternate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But and what I've tried to tell these guys, and because I've had several people say, well, now are you going to load up the team? Are you going to load up that team? Really, I mean, me thinking both teams are loaded, and that's what I've tried to get across those guys is both teams, no matter how you order them, can beat anybody in the state.
Yeah.
And so while, we say now we're going to load one team, I mean, we'll probably go with people that are playing good, but I wouldn't say we're loading it. We're just putting the ones that are playing, that we think are playing because both teams are good. I mean, both teams, I could make a case for both teams saying, and we went to El Paso in the fall and we beat both Andrews teams down there in the match play event you're talking about. And our quote-unquote second team nearly got our first team. It went into a whole playoff.
And mine was on the red team that day, and he was like, "Oh, this was fun," and it's
and they could have beat them. They could have got them.
Yeah,
and so
right.
it was,
okay.
So I think both teams are ready to go.
Okay. Yeah, and again, it's just like that's the any given day.
Yeah,
any given day. Yeah, that's the tricky part. If you're okay, these golf teams, if you're let's stick with the boys, if they were a music group or a rock group, what would they be?
They're a music group or a rock group.
I'm asking. For,
that's a wild question.
I'm asking for personality. I'm asking for their,
I would probably say
because you're kind of a music guy.
Yeah.
That's why I'm asking you.
If they were
and this can be like a classic band from back in the day. It can be current. It could be.
I would say
one of your favorite deals. If we were describing them in a
music setting,
in a musical context,
well, I'd probably have to say they would probably be something like. And this isn't.
It doesn't have to be. I mean, yeah, just you're trying to sum up the personality of.
I would say. A cross between Aerosmith and Wu-Tang Clan.
Okay, all right. You know what that is? That's a hybrid, and we have hybrids in golf.
Yeah,
that's right. That's
right.
It's like how you go to these restaurants and it's like they'll take like it's like you just use the word infusion and you take in these different cuisines and it's like we're just.
And I can't believe I actually said Wu-Tang Clan, but I just know they have a lot of guys.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, there you go.
And they are all different.
I kid you not. I did in a whole separate conversation. We had a track coach in here just earlier this morning, and on a different subject entirely, he dropped a Run DMC reference. So we have Run DMC and we have Wu-Tang Clan. I mean, and like we're rolling here. We're just checking stuff off the bingo card.
Yep.
I had no idea. Okay, if you could. Because you are organizer, you are planner, you are psychologist, you are therapist, you are coach, you are conversationist in the front seat, you're driver.
Mm-hmm.
You many different roles, many different hats, right? But if you could talk to anybody that wasn't associated with golf, like one coach where you could bend their ear, either that's with us still or is passed away or whatever, about just sport or about stuff you would want to know about, who would this be?
I would probably say...
this is personal preference, obviously.
in my opinion, I would say Louis Carnesecca.
Man, the sweater. St. John's.
Wow. When I was a kid, I watched him and a guy from John Thompson go after
from Georgetown. Oh, man.
And Louis, there was something about Louis that I always, and I'll add another one too, but I would say Louis, Joe Torre, and Jerry Tarkanian.
Man, you are, we're okay. So you've just sat here and said that you don't watch some documentaries. Tell me you've seen the 30 for 30 about the Big East Conference.
Honestly, I have not.
Again.
Now that's partly because I don't have ESPN. But
no, it's you could do that. I'm going to find this for you.
Okay.
And like if you're dropping John Thompson and Louis Carnesecca, Raleigh Massimino, okay, then this needs to be must see TV for you.
Okay,
like it would take you back. Okay, yeah. So we'll give Cord some homework, and maybe he can pass the time while he's waiting in between rounds in Kingsland or whatever. Okay, the last person you texted. Be careful. Yeah,
I'm trying to think. The last person I texted.
Last person you texted.
Coach Sexton.
Huh.
I asked
what a letdown.
I know. That was it.
Yeah,
I mean,
what a letdown. He was just here. Yeah, he was just here. Anybody? Do you want to mention? I mean, I obviously Reed and is always so good, and then Jack had the great round.
Well, I was just really proud. I mean, obviously, I'm proud of all of them, but. There's some guys on there that the whole season kind of went up and down, and that blue team fluctuated, and Cooper Monk really stands out because he
was hurt in the fall.
He was hurt in the fall, and he worked so hard to try to get back up, and so he had a good day. Cole Barr, same thing. He kind of went up and down through the year, and he finished out strong. I mean, so all those guys just did really phenomenal. And then, honestly, the guy that I keep thinking is a junior or thinking is a senior is a sophomore. And every time I look at him, I think, man, I'm going to hate losing him next year. And I think, oh, he's a sophomore. But Jay Ewing.
Okay. Yeah.
Because that guy, last year as a freshman, he worked so hard and was this close so many times and had some brutal qualifiers where he, just barely missed it or missed a 1-footer. And I think Luke even ran about a 40-foot on one time. But Jay has really come a long way, and he's used all of that as fuel and pretty much has stayed on that top 3 the whole year. And the stage hasn't been too big for him. So I really can't wait to see what he does at state.
Okay, good. Yeah, and luckily, you don't just say goodbye to the whole thing after this year. I know Reed and Blue and some of those guys will be tough to replace. But okay, man. Well, good luck.
All right.
We'll get you the Big East documentary.
Yeah, I want to see.
I've got I mean, that's just like that would be church to you
Okay.
in some ways if you're talking that lingo on. Yeah, but then Tark, that's a good one too.
Yeah, because I would like to see how he handled a lot of those different personalities.
Starting 5 in 1991 for UNLV. You ready?
Stacey Ogman. Grant. No.
Greg Anthony.
George Ackles.
He would. I think it was Larry Johnson. Okay, and Larry Anderson Hunt. Yes, and then Moses Scurry was also a guy.
Okay, Moses Scurry. Okay.
Yeah, but then see.
Yeah, probably the best sporting event I've ever gone to. Got to go to a Big Monday when New Mexico State actually beat them. One of their few losses. And the game didn't start till almost 12 o'clock midnight.
This is a golf podcast, and we're talking basketball from the late 80s, early 90s, and a guy that got accused of all kinds of wrongdoing, but we still love him nonetheless. Yeah. And he chewed on a towel
all the time.
Yeah, there's some golf synergy there too.
Yep.
All the stuff. So, all right, man. Cord, appreciate the time, man.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Appreciate
there he is, Cord Wilburn. Justin, to those of us that are looking for his email. Colton Coons, thank you for producing this show. Good luck to the Patriots in Kingsland next week, Monday and Tuesday. And we'll talk to everybody next time.